I think I'm a firm believer in me being a Roman Catholic. It gives me a conscience. I'm a better person 5 years on than I was then because it makes me look at myself, and it makes me look at myself on a regular basis, which can be pretty uncomfortable. I'd sooner have other people looking at me because I know how to deal with them, tell them to go away. But when you look at yourself, you can't tell yourself to go away, can you? Because you're there. And it's not easy being a Catholic, but it's good.
My Catholicism wraps round my faith in God. It wears well. So if anything, Mick becoming a Catholic gave my Catholicism a real big charge, and it's meant a real lot to me. Since I was made redundant 2 years ago, I'm just so busy, it's wonderful. But it's part of being in a parish that's on the go. As for getting older, I really, and I know Mick does, consider that any age you get to now, after the age we are, is an absolute bonus. And I think neither Mick or I ever really worry about getting older or less attractive or anything like that.
You can still do the same things that you did when you was younger, but you just do them quite a bit slower. I think, obviously, getting older is progressive, strange as it might sound, but it is. And if aches and pains, you progressively get them, and they become part of your life because you don't notice them coming on until your knees hurt, especially in the job that I do. I've got sore knees and my feet hurt, and I've got a slightly arthritic neck. But I suppose it's like our marriage. I hope I've got stamina and to go through our aches and pains, even if it means involve walking up and down stairs all day long. You know you've got to do it, so you do it.
Our life now is completely different, and we're completely different, I think, to when we were first married.
I'm physically older, mentally maybe. I don't feel that at my age. Who feels their age? Aches and pains. Kit has aches and pains. I'm her chief pain.
Now, 30 years on through the marriage, it's not the same marriage. And that life now, having to think about it now, when I got married and said for life, I would only have been able to comprehend life as I was then, and how Mick was to me then. But 30 years on, I'm not married to the same man. He's not married to the same woman. We're different. There's so many phases of our life we've gone through, with having the children and then them getting off and your life changing.
One of the pleasures after the kids was getting off hand a little bit, that we had a social life. We was able to go out and fairly frequently if we wished.
When you first get married, you're two people. What's that? Just because you get married and you go through the ceremony, you do not become one. You're definitely two people. And it took us a few years where it was me and it was Mick. And we were different. We didn't know each other. You think you do, but you don't. So I've got to say that as the years gone on, as far as I'm concerned, my marriage is marriage now. I'm comfortable with Mick now. Marriage gets much better as you get older. Much better. I like Mick for exactly the same reasons when I first met him, and I know that's got to be true because it's those reasons that have kept us going, or kept me going, all through the marriage.
Physically, she's still the same girl as she was then. Obviously a bit older, but she still looks great when she goes out, when she dresses up.
I've always said he's honest, and I've always said, just to be awkward about that I think it's because he's too arrogant to be dishonest. Mick's always been the type that, this is the facts, that's the truth. If you don't like it, it's your problem.
She's managed to draw me, things out of me, to make me a better person.
He's never been flash. I don't know what other way to put it. He's never needed an audience to do things. Saying like, look what I've done for you. He never needed an audience. It was always done quietly, which meant a lot more.
She's got a great outward-going personality, great sense of humour. She makes friends very easily.
And another thing is, Mick's never, ever, ever been smutty and that's it. I don't want that to sound Gucci-goo, not smutty, but he's never been basically moral, never. Because once the RCIA and the night shelter starts, that's it, we can't get away.
Of all the people that I've met in the years that we've been married, there is not one that I would have sooner, that I would swap Kip for.
So when it comes to actual basic things that get you through life, he's not let me down on that. And I still get a buzz when he gets home from work. Well, I think that's when we got to do something. When we get older, I don't know. I just think that maybe Mick will be a miserable old man. And I'll be, well, crutched. I don't know.
I won't be grumpy at all when I get older. I'll make up for it now. No, I think as we get older and become more involved in things outside the house, and they're not all social stuff. It's not like going out for dinner or going to the pub.
I think if we've survived everything we've survived up to now, old age would be the last of the problems. In fact, it'd be a privilege getting to old age.